to the Lion's Den. Where in the world is Lamar Odom? And I got to start with Howard Samuels, founder and CEO of the Hills Treatment Center, because you, like, we are both in recovery. I think you've said that many times in our show, and exactly. We have a tendency to know how this goes.
Well, first of all, Jane, this is a guy who's only got three choices. Voluntarily go into rehab, or he's going to get arrested and forced into rehab, or he's going to OD and die. And right now, I'm sure Lamar is getting loaded as we speak. He's either sleeping it off or he's on the crack pipe. From all the reports that I'm getting.
Well, look, we can't say
That's
that.
outrageous to say that. We don't know that. We don't know that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we don't know that. We don't know that. Listen, I used to get drunk. God forbid somebody accused me of being on a crack pipe when I was just on a Chardonnay glass. I mean, you can't make that leap.
I am a recovering addict, okay? I know what addicts do because I work with them on a daily basis. This is a hardcore addict that has addiction in his family. And for God's sakes, I'm glad it's in the public because that puts more pressure on him to get help. This is all an intervention. So if you're out there, Lamar, I beg of you, get into treatment before it's too late for you and your family.
All right, but I have to say, J. Wendell Gordon, we cannot say what this man is using. We know he got a DUI. We know there's been a lot of rumors about drugs. We haven't confirmed any of them, but we do know, as Lisa said, that he had tested positive for drugs in the past. He is dealing with a lot. His reality show, Chloe and Lamar, ended. He's not currently signed to a team. And then he had all those problems over a decade ago. He's suspended from the NBA after failing a drug test and admitting to using marijuana. In 2006, his less than 7-month-old son suddenly died of sudden infant death syndrome 2 years ago after his cousin dies. Days later, he's in the backseat of a car and gets into an accident, resulting in the death of a 15-year-old. Howard Samuels, there is a lot of tragedy in Lamar Odom's life. Could that impact his addiction?
Well, without question, Jane. I mean, I think that tragedy and trauma has a lot to do with someone using drugs and alcohol. But you also have to understand, his father was a heroin addict. He comes from a family of addicts and alcoholism. And it's a genetic disease, just like my mother was an alcoholic and I became an addict. So, you know, he fits.
And my dad was an alcoholic and I became an alcoholic. Yes, I agree with you.
Exactly. So, you know, we have to have an understanding here is that it isn't because of the reality shows. It isn't because he's a big basketball player. It's because he's an addict and he's not in recovery yet. And that is the most important thing to.
I mean, let's hope he is.
I hope
I know we've got conflicting reports. TMC says he's not. People magazine says he is. And we really don't know. But it's interesting that his people aren't saying anything. I would think if he had people, which everybody in TV has people. I don't really have people, but, you know, most people have people, that they would say something.